It's the penultimate match day in Group F with all still to play for. Kaya FC-Iloilo are looking for their first point, while BG Pathum United, in the familiar surroundings of their own stadium, could go level on points with leaders Ulsan Hyundai, who play later. We're at the Pathum Thani Stadium in Bangkok for today's double-header of matches. Well, cloudy overhead, bit of rain forecast later, and Ulsan Hyundai top the group. BG Pathum United would go level on 12 points, and 12 points could be enough as one of the best second-place teams. So it could be both these teams that could be making a way through. And interestingly, BG Pathum United take on Ulsan in their final game. Vital on 3 points, Kaya still to get off the mark in terms of points, but they have scored a couple of goals, and they gave Ulsan a good run for their money in their last match. I say cloudy overhead, 29 degrees today, a little bit cooler than it has been of late. High humidity, and I say some rain forecast a little bit later on as well, which might make life interesting. When it rains here, it rains. It doesn't have a light, there's no such thing really as a light shower in Thailand. The rabbit, the logo of BG Pathum United. I'm sure his expression changes every time we see him, that rabbit, depending on how his team are playing. Anyway, Pathum taking on Kaya. Graham Harvey, the Kaya manager, has been pleased with his side that they have improved as things have gone on. Obviously new surroundings for them, playing in the AFC Champions League. Diogo at the front there, Victor the captain just behind him. Diogo scored 3 goals already. He's got Tirasil back as his attacking partner today. We'll give you the team news in just a moment or two's time. So still one more game to go in this group. We saw the conclusion of Group G yesterday, but there are still plenty of groups with 2 games to play. The competition ends on Sunday when we'll know the destination of our 8 places, but those teams that are currently vying for second places in their group, looking to amass as many points as possible between now and the end of the group stages. Graham Harvey, the recently appointed coach of Kaya. So his side may not have picked up a point, but they have scored a couple of good goals. Marvin Angeles and Jovan Bedik, the captain, on the mark in the last match against Ulsan, who had been pretty superb in their previous games, Ulsan Hyundai, but they found life really difficult against Kaya, who knuckled down and defended well. Rotter and Mitchell at the back, giving it a good performance. And they will need to be on their money again today. 3 wins out of 4 so far for the team from Thailand. Sides did meet on match day 1 when BG Pathum United ran out winners by 4 goals to 1. Very much a learning curve for the new teams in this competition. There's a new man at the helm of BG Pathum United as well, of course, Aurelio Vidmar, the Australian. Kaya in a change strip of black today. Kenshiro Daniels just going through the picture there. Has been a big threat for opposition defences so far. Still hasn't got his first goal though. He'd love to get off the mark here today. Kaya with this match today, and then a match against Vietel from Vietnam, who put 5 past them on match day 2, so they may feel they have a little bit of a score to settle Kaya. Just awaiting the arrival of the two teams. The changing rooms are actually at one end of this stadium. They walk all the way down to go down that tunnel in the middle to emerge onto the pitch, which they'll do so in a moment, led out by the match officials. So we know the destination of a couple of our knockout stage teams. Nagoya Grampus, who won Group G. John Book Hyundai Motors sealed top spot in Group H yesterday. Kawasaki Frontale atop of Group I, but they still have 2 games to play. Cerezo, Osaka and Kichi vying for top spot in Group J. They meet in their final group matches at the weekend, so still quite a lot to play for in some of these groups in a bid to join the 8 teams from the western section that have already booked their place in the round of 16 in September. So Kaya's adventure continues here at the Pathum Stadium. Can they cause an upset? Can they pick up their first points today and put a dent in BG Pathum United's hopes of making it through to the round of 16? Quick break for the team photos. There's Diogo. 3 goals for him so far. He's had a hand in almost all of his side's goals. 7 of his 9 he's been directly involved in, Diogo. Victor Tunez and Chatri at the back have been fairly solid for their team as well, and Chatchai just behind them. Let's take a look at the team news. Kaya lost narrowly to the leaders Olsen last time out. Just 1 change to their starting 11 today. Marwin Engeles returns from suspension. Other than that, it's probably Graham Harvey's strongest lineup. Keeper Zach Banzen, who came through the youth scheme, keeps his place. Jovin Bedic, the captain, scored in the last match. Kenshiro Daniels has been a big threat, while Fuji and Daiso continue to drive their midfield. Amar Mahfoud from Bahrain is the referee. He was in charge on match day 2, when Vital put 5 past Kaya. BG Pathum United coach Aurelio Vidmar is mindful of the threat that Kaya will pose. He makes 4 changes to the side that beat Vital. Titipan, Surachat, Tirasil and Yodrak all come back in. The experienced Tirasil will partner Diogo up front. Diogo has 3 goals, as we say, to his name so far, and had a hand in 7 of his team's 9 goals. Ten players available to each coach off the bench, just 9 on the bench for Kaya. They have got one of the smaller squads in this competition. Eric Giganto, we've seen a couple of times. Amita's been a regular appearer off the bench for them as well. 5 substitutes, of course, can be used by each coach during the course of the match. Carlisle Mitchell went from Trinidad and Tobago at the back. His 4th start. Tirasil adds a little bit of experience to the BG side. He's 33 years of age now, the man who had a trial at Manchester City, and with a couple of other Thailand players when Thaksin Shinawatra was in charge of the club. Moved around a bit. Played for Muangthong United and also played in Spain and Japan. So match day 5 is underway. It's Kaya all in black, kicking from right to left in the first half. And straight away a long ball goes out of play. Kaya will be looking to try and frustrate the opposition as long as they can. Graham Harvey has been delighted with the way that his team have improved as this competition has gone on. It's, as you say, very much a learning curve for them. New surroundings, having never been in this competition before. Aurelio Vidmar, vastly experienced coach, coached Adelaide United to the 2008 AFC Champions League final. That was 5-0 though on aggregate to Gamba Osaka. PHI Pathum United have stuck with it. Same format with the 3 at the back, Chatri, Victor and Tunez, who've combined well together so far. Victor. Now Tunez got his name on the score sheet in the last match with a good finish. Tunez. Here's Diogo. First corner of the game. Did come through that playoff a fortnight ago against Shanghai Port Kaya to book a place. They were the last team to qualify for the group stages. Zach Banzen coming in for his second appearance today, the man who came through the youth ranks at Kaya. Graham Harvey saying before the last match when he gave him a debut how big an occasion it would be for him. Did concede 2 goals, but didn't disgrace himself in any way, shape or form, Jack Banzen. He's got a lot of traffic in front of him at the moment. Rotter just trying to buy himself a little bit of space. Victor's forward for this, headed away by Mitchell. Jovan Bedic, the captain, scored a great goal in the last match. Another very well taken finish. It's Chatri back to Surachat. Ball over the top, looking for the run of Daiso, but comfortably cut out. Have only kept the 1 clean sheet so far, PHI Pathum United. They conceded in the opening game against Kaya. They were beaten 2-0 by Ulsan. Did keep a clean sheet in the first game against Vital for Vietnam, although they won the second game 3-1. They're not as tight at the back as some of the teams. There's Diogo's header, away by Simone Rotta. Here's Titipan. Titipan, the 4 players coming into the starting lineup today for the team from Thailand. It's the header from Diogo. I'm not too sure it was going to hit the target. Rota taking no chances. Here's Victor. By Diogo, Rota away, only as far as Tirasil. Back in towards Diogo. Rota there with another clearing header. Sarak. Quickly closed down by three Kaya midfielders. That's a good ball into the path of Daniels. Taking on Victor. Trying to pick out the run of Daiso. Ball didn't have enough on it though. It's not a bad break from Kaya out of defence. Always difficult for a new team coming into a competition to know what to expect, because they wouldn't have had too much time to research their opponents, having only qualified a few days before their opening match. Lost that opening game to BG Pathum United 4-1, but did score a consolation late on from Marwin Angeles, which was nice for them to get off the mark. So we have seen Guangzhou go through this competition with 5 defeats and no goals scored. Kaya may not have a point on the board, but at least they do have a couple of goals. United FC, the other team from Thailand, also scored in there. From the Philippines, rather, also scored in their first game. Titipan. Little kick out at Angeles. It'll be a free kick. Seoul-Sen Hyundai top of the group at the moment, 4 wins out of 4. They play Vittel later. There is the distinct possibility that teams could finish level at the top. It comes down to the goal difference between the two teams in question rather than the overall goal difference, if that's the case. If Olsen were to win today, that's a poor ball back across. Bedding's onto it. PHI was out. Kaya claiming there was a foul on the edge of the penalty area. Jovin Bedding very nearly capitalising on some slack defending from BG. Interested to have a look at that again, see whether there was contact on the player rather than the ball from the goalkeeper. He was very quickly off his line, PHI, in fairness. Tunez. Now Victor. Good angle ball from Tunez, nodded forward by Surichat. 2 to aim for in the middle if he can get the ball across. Chatri. Wide by Tunez. Jodrak. Sarak. And the ball comes in too high for Diogo, and behind for a goal kick. Here's that challenge on the edge of the area. No, he did take the ball on the man afterwards, but that's a good decision by the referee. Ball over the top again. Daniels tussling away with Victor. No foul again. Just got the impression he was looking for that a little bit, Daniels, there. He had a good opportunity to try and get that ball, but he seemed more intent on drawing the foul from Victor. It's just good strength by the big centre-back, the man from Brazil, Victor Matos Cardoso. Scored a lot of his goals from penalties, Victor. He's got a pretty good goal-scoring record for a centre-back. 15 last season, say 10 of them were from penalty kicks. Just taken a little bit of a knock to the neck, it would appear. I'm not sure how he actually got injured there, Victor, because Daniels didn't seem to make any contact. Graham Harvey felt it was a foul. Daniels is okay. Chatry out of play once again. Neither side has really got into any sort of rhythm in the early stages here. So win for BG puts the pressure back on Ulsan Hyundai, the defending champions, of course. Ulsan Hyundai. I'm sure there have been plenty of teams wanting to avoid them in the group stages. Have won all 4 matches so far in defence of their title. A win today would be good enough to put them through. So a win for BG Pathum United here puts them on to 12 points if they can beat Kaya. Kaya would love to get off the mark and put a dent in the Thai side's chances of making it through. Aurelio Vidmar saying that beforehand. He was mindful of some of the good individual players that Kaya have in their team and knows that his team are going to have to be at their best. Tried to take the free kick quickly there, but a little bit too quickly. Wasn't quite in the right place. Here's Victor. Now Tunez. Ball forward looking for Surajat. Banzan off his line to punch behind for a goal kick. Yep, corner rather. Focus. Real scramble in front of goal. Kaya have got it clear, but not very far. Back in again. Tirasol just failing to get a touch to turn it goalwards. is Tunez. BG spending a lot of time in the Kaya half of the field at the moment, but got plenty of players back behind the ball. The Philippine side. Victor. Now Chatri. Locally again, it took a touch off Mitchell. It's gone behind for another corner. Banzan just to make sure his defenders are organised for this. It's an in-swinger, it's a dangerous one. Came off Tunez, who claims he was having his shirt tugged, but no foul according to the assistant referee on this near side. Have conceded 14 goals in their 4 matches so far. Kaya, so 5 against Vittel on the back of that 4 goals scored by BG on the opening day. Chatri. Just wide again, it was Tirasil sliding in. It's a good ball in. Just in behind Rota, just couldn't get a touch. Cut out by Jodrak. Chatri. Diogo had just pulled out wide. He's got Surachak going down the outside. Now to play by Victor. So it's a pretty settled back 4 if you include the goalkeeper. Chatri has only started a couple of games, but Victor, Tunez and Chachai have been the constants in the team. Still no goals, opening 21 minutes here in Bangkok. Chatri. They're having a lot of time in the Kaya half at the moment. Kaya will need to take any opportunities they get. They're not likely to get too many in this game. Comfortable for Banson. So Kaya's build-up towards this tournament wasn't great. They only played 5 games in their league season. Here come BG once again. That's cleared away by Mitchell. Really is an expert at getting those last-minute blocks in. Surachat. Daiso. Caught in possession by Sarak. Tirasil. Trying to turn away from Rotta. Got the shot in and was only just off target. Does hold the ball up well, Tirasil. So he's a very experienced player. He's been around a long time now. Angeles has just taken a knock back in the starting lineup today. Marwin Angeles, having missed out last time through suspension. He's got a twin brother, Marvin, who's not actually in the squad for this. Marwin and Marvin. Tunez. Diogo. He's come out a little bit wide now, Diogo. One of a number of Brazilians that play their football in Asia these days, Diogo. Can't keep in play that time, Jodrak. So it is just a second appearance for BG Pathum United. They got through to the playoffs in 2015. They beat Johor Darul Ta'zim, who have been in this edition of the competition, but were beaten by Beijing in the playoff. Daiso. Jodrak trying to keep him out wide. Two waiting in the middle if they can get the ball across here, Kaya. Jodrak. De Bruyke going back towards his own goal. Hasn't seen too much of the ball in his first half, Dylan De Bruyke. He has been one of Kaya's more creative players in that midfield area in the opening 4 games. If they could get the ball to him. He's a driving force with Daiso and Fuji. Bans him quickly off his line. That's a good take by the goalkeeper. See the intention there, slipping that through to Titipan, but goalkeeper was down sharply. Here's Angeles. It's a little bit short for Casambre. Quite a bad kick on the head in the last game, Casambre. Involved the red card in the last match against Ulsan. Ulsan were down to 10 men for more than half that game. It's Tirasil and De Bruyke having a little bit of a coming together. Approaching the half-hour mark, still goalless here. But here come PHI Pathum United once again. Surachat defending. They've won their last 2 in a row, PHI Pathum United. It's the first time that they've achieved that feat. That's Mitchell's header away. Be a massive boost for them if they could qualify for the knockout stages. Chatri. Victor. Very difficult to dispossess the big centre-back. Jodrak. Good ball across. Diogo's header. Flying in. Well, he's so good in the air, Diogo. Didn't quite get enough on that. It was a brilliant ball in. The first piece of quality we've seen from out wide. It was Titipan and Jodrak combining. Diogo was forceful in the middle. Scored that brilliant headed goal in the last game against Vitel. And he very nearly had another then. PHI will probably feel that they should be ahead in this one. They'll be disappointed if they get through to half-time and they haven't managed to find a goal. Both coaches talking beforehand about the recovery periods between the games. That's Surachat's ball in, gathered again by Zach Banzen. Yeah, just 3 days between each game. Big squads, Sekaya have got slightly less than the 30 that could be allowed, but it has given plenty of coaches a chance to rotate their squads. It has been very hot and humid in here for the duration of the tournament in Thailand. Surachat just got clipped, no foul. That will be a free kick. No, drop ball, it just clipped the referee. So, unchallenged drop ball, De Bruyne. Now, Audi Menzi, player who scored that goal in the playoff match against Shanghai Port. Daniel's waiting in the centre. That's too much on it. PHI able to just watch it sail over his crossbar. Here's Chatri. Surachat. Yodrak. Here's Yodrak again, one of two new players that were added to the BG squad for the new Thai season before this, Kevin Ingresso being the other. Chatri. Chatri again. They have dictated the pace of the first half, BG. Tirasil hit right across it and goes wide. Probably had a little bit more time than he realised to compose himself there. Diogo. Surachat was in space on the outside, opted to go back the other way though to Yodrak. Good header again from Diogo, just over the top though. That's twice now Diogo's gone close. He's a threat, Diogo. Nangalez. Surichat. That Chatri, rather. Just got out of play. He's gone for a corner. So we've seen what happens when the Thai side get a little bit of quality into the box. They've got someone who's good in the air as Diogo. Tirasil's the man who likes to play on the ground. It's a good combination of those two. It is a front two that formation did have Tirasil playing just behind Diogo, but in my mind it's definitely a two up front. .38 minutes gone, still goalless. Can BG Pathum United get ahead here? Flicked away by Mitchell. Daniels hammers the ball into touch. .76% of the ball has been had by the Thai side in the opening half so far. Sarak. Rotter with a clearance away, took a deflection of Surichat. It'll be a Kaya throw. Interesting character, Simone Rotter. Was left in an orphanage when he was a baby. He spent most of his career in Italian-speaking areas of Europe, but he was desperate to move back to the Philippines and see where his actual heritage was. He joined Ceres Negros back in 2017. Returned back in 2014. He volunteers at the orphanage where he grew up. He still goes back there today. He's a big AC Milan supporter. Interesting character, Simone Rotter, sent off in the opening game. Good ball across. It was one of the reasons Graham Harvey said that his side was so heavily beaten by BG Pathum United in that opening game. They were down to 10 men for much of it after Rotter's red card. It's a good clearing header from Mitchell.
Get your man out, get your man, stay tight. Stay tight, yeah, stay tight. Watch your man, yeah, watch your man. Stay tight.
Ball goes right the way across again. No one able to get a decisive touch in the middle. Victor was up there, just skidded across his forehead. Chatri. Now Tunez. There's that long raking angle ball again, looking towards Surichat. Diogo's stayed out wide again. Reminder, it is only the top team in each group that go through. The 3 best second-place teams will join them. Another good ball in, just a little bit too high for Tirasil that time from Rotter's clearing header. Defending well in his first half, Kaya. A couple of times Diogo's got a head on the ball. Victor also threatening from a set piece a moment or so ago. This is Tirasil. In by Surichat, just too high for Diogo. Good header by Mitchell. Tunez. Well, he scored in the last game from a narrow angle. Tunez, it was a long way out there, caught it really well. Good technique, kept his knee over the ball, but just couldn't quite keep it down low enough to trouble the goalkeeper. Tunez again. It's a little bit short, easy for Menzi to cut out the ball. It was aimed for Jodrak. A little bit misplaced by Tunez. Might get a second chance, though, to put the ball in here. Victor. Chatri. And in towards Diogo again, away by De Bruyke. Haven't got the likes of De Bruyke and Dezo and Fuji on the ball very much in this first half, Kaya. It might be key to them trying to create some chances for Daniels. Certainly Fuji was one of the more creative midfielders in their opening couple of games. It's gone for another corner.
Watchman here, watchman! What's on the box? Hey, don't switch off, boy! Focus here, focus. Hey, dalawa kay Marco!
Diogo's header again. Just a little bit behind in that time. Had to adjust his position to try and get some momentum on the ball, but was stretching a little bit too much and behind for a goal kick. Coming towards the stoppage time in the first half. No drinks break today. It's just below 30 degrees, the temperature. It feels a lot hotter and more humid here. Away by Surichat. 2 minutes to be added at the end of the first half. Daniels' header. Fuji. Casambre. De Bruyke. Good ball. Fuji in space. Went for the shot himself. It flicks away for a corner, though. He was a long way out there, Fuji. He was always speculative. One of the 2 Japanese players, he and Dezo, in the Kaya lineup. We've got a corner here right on the stroke of half-time. It will be Dezo that's going across to take it. Mitchell's forward for this. Rotter as well, trying to get away from Tunez. It's an out-swinging corner. It's too high for Mitchell. And that was Bedic. Went for the acrobatic, but he's caught Surachat on the shoulder. High foot, so it will be a free kick. Yellow card for Bedic. It was a high boot. He was always going to be second best to get that one. Here's Jodrak. Has the ball just taken away from him, but the whistle goes for half-time. Well, it was a game that was played almost exclusively in the Kaya half of the field. Diogo had two headers which went narrowly wide of the target. Fuji with that shot right on the stroke of half-time, which went wide and deflected for a corner. Neither side able to make the breakthrough. Diogo and Tirasil continue to be the biggest threat, though, for BG Pathum United. Half-time, though, here. It's Kaya FC 0, BG Pathum United 0. Welcome back to the Pathum Tiny Stadium here in Bangkok. 0-0 at half-time. Penultimate game in the group, Kaya FC against BG Pathum United. Change at half-time for Kaya. It's the captain, Jovan Bedik, that's come off. Javier Gayoso is the man that's come on. No changes to BG Pathum United's lineup at the start of this second half. Diogo went close on a couple of occasions in that first half for the Thai team, who are playing at their home stadium, of course. Kaya, all in black, will kick from left to right in the second half. It will be BG Pathum United then, all in white, to get us underway, just awaiting the signal from the match commissioner on the sidelines. A point would take BG on to 10 points in the table. It would probably mean they would have to win their last match against the leaders Olsen. 10 points might not be enough to go through as one of the best second-place teams. They'll definitely see this as a missed opportunity if they can't get 3 points here today against Kaya, but Aurelio Vidmar beforehand saying that they're not to be underestimated, aside from the Philippines. They have some very good players and some very good individuals. A full start there from Diogo. Referee's reset his watch and we will get underway once again. Early chase on for Diogo, gathered by Zach Banzen. And Diogo's claiming he's carried that behind, and I think the assistant referee on the far side has agreed. So an early corner right at the start of the second half. Confirmation of Jovan Bedik, the captain, going off, and Javier Gayoso. His grandfather was Ed Ocampo, who was a former footballer and the winner of the Mr. Football Award, which is a fantastically named title. De Bruyke just been spoken to by the referee. He's been given the job of marking Tirasil. Tunez and Victor are forward for this. So now it's swinging towards Victor. Rotta's header away. Daiso. Driven in again, it's too high for Chatri, who's hit the corner flag and almost stayed in play. There was a reaction from both players there. They thought that was going out, then all of a sudden it cannoned off the flag and seemed to stay in, but the spin on the ball just took it out of play. Forward by Fuji. Out of play by Jodrak. Throw down the line again to Daiso. Audi Menzi will take the throw. Fuji. Menzi's strong in the challenge. Fuji. Casambre. Fuji. Good touch. And a good shot. Save low down by Chachai rather. Daiso didn't quite have enough power on it, but he got the shot in. It's Kaya's first shot on target. In fact, it's the first shot on target from both teams in the match so far. First effort of any description on goal for Kaya. Just right out of play from Fuji as he was trying to slip that one down the line. Just a reminder again of the group situation. Olsen sit top of the group, 100% record so far. They've got 12 points. BG Pathum United on 9, Vittel on 3, and Kaya yet to get off the mark in terms of points. Olsen will take on Vittel a little bit later on today. Surichat with a throw. Only the top team go through. Tunez. Diogo. Shot driven across behind Tirasil. Casambre. Out of play. Away on that far side. They were runners-up in the Philippines League last season, that shortened league, Kaya FC. So they were known as FC Kaya Makati when they were formed in that city. They relocated to Iloilo, hence the change of name. Fuji. Chase on here for Gayoso, the half-time substitute, away by Surichat. The flag was up for offside against Gayoso, just slightly the wrong side of the last defender. Fourth appearance off the bench for Gayoso. He did make his debut for Kaya in this competition. He's a relatively new signing. He's the son of a professional basketball player, Javi Gayoso. He too played a bit of basketball in his youth, Javier, but decided football was the way forward in terms of a career. Daiso went for the curler, set himself, but Victor's a big target to try and get the ball past. He does put himself in the way a lot, Victor. Away by Victor again, only as far as Gayoso, but it's foul on Chatri. BG Pathum United won the Thai League by 14 points from Buriram United. So they kept 19 clean sheets in the last league season. Incredible defensive record, just 13 goals conceded in 30 league matches. Only failed to score in 3 games as well. Flicking towards Diogo again, who got the header in, but under pressure from Mitchell. And he's not very happy. Felt he'd been fouled there by Mitchell. They have only failed to score once in the group. It was a 2-0 defeat to Ulsan Hyundai on match day 2. So they will play Ulsan in their final game. That could be a key to deciding top spot in the group. Vittel will take on Kaya. 3 days' time, the final group games in this group. Another group will be wrapped up in this competition. It's all over by Sunday. We'll know the 8 teams that are going through to the knockout stages. Here's De Breaker. Trying to bend that with the outside of his boot, looking for Daiso, but just out of play. Born in Ghent in Belgium, Dylan De Breaker. Spent 4 years coming through their youth system. He had a good upbringing in Europe. Belgian father and a Filipino mother. He played youth football for Belgium before opting to play full international football for the Philippines. Good running by Titipan. Another good ball in. Diogo was the target. It was just nicked away from him by Sarak, who was in front. Diogo. Put it back across again, away by Mitchell. Volleyed by Sarak from a long way out and over the top. Well, they've done their best to frustrate BG Pathum United so far, Kaya. They haven't had a single shot on target yet, the team from Thailand. 16 shots have all gone wide of the target. Zach Banzen not forced into a save yet. Fuji. Daiso. Foul by Daiso on Victor. For a second the referee was going to give that the other way, but it was the BG captain that was fouled. Was nominated for the Thai League Foreign Player of the Year last year, Victor. He was asked recently as well about representing Thailand at international level, and he said, why not? Which apparently sent the Thai gossip sites and social media into overdrive. He is Brazilian still, but could well become a Thai resident and qualify for the national team. Hasn't played for Brazil. Rain starting to fall a little bit more steadily now. Fuji's header. Daiso. Sarak. Good tackling back from Gayoso. Sarak wasn't aware that he was behind him, didn't get a shout from his teammates. Has got the throw though. Diogo. Now Jodrak. Chawat. Almost fell for Tirasil. Sarak went for the curler, hits Rota, and driven across inside of the post and back into the arms of Banzen. What a chance. Closest they've come to a goal so far. First shot on the arm was by the side of his body, then Surachat's follow-up off the inside of the post, and well, it could have gone anywhere, and it's bounced straight back into the arms of Zach Banzen. Bit of good fortune for Kaya in their own penalty area. Here come BG once again though. Driven across, Tirasil's header. Whistle's gone. A nudge, I think, in the back of Mitchell. The BG in Pathum United stands for Bangkok Glass, of course. They were the original founding member of the team, founded in 1979. 1999, the employees and the management formed a football club. Changed their name after relegation back in the 2018. promoted back from Thai League 2 in their first season back as well. They've been fairly dominant in Thai football since. Actually got a partnership with the J-League side Cerezo Osaka. They work together at youth level to help develop young players. It's a very good setup here. Home stadium, of course. Chawa. Another long-range shot from Sarak goes wide. Probably worth having a go from distance now. The rain will make life a little bit more difficult for goalkeepers. Slippery ball. Ball just skidding off the surface. Let's see a change here from BG Pathum United. Making a double change. Chawat's gone off. Tirasil's also gone off. It's a second appearance off the bench for Sirod. And also Samanya is the other player that's come on. We've seen Samanya a little bit more often. He started a couple of games for BG Pathum United. So not seen too much of Sirod so far. Came on with 18 minutes to go against Vital on match day 3. First signing after signing from Prachuap. Samanya. Put away by Odi Menzi. Chase on here for Daiso. He's got the beating of Tunez as well. Victor comes across, stayed on his feet. Daiso might have to go on his own. He's waiting for support. He's got players arriving now. Good block again by Victor. Sumanya back to help out. And here come BG at the other end. Diogo's ball across. It's the substitute. Sirod brought down by the goalkeeper. Free kick's gone the other way. Foul on Banzon. Fury straight away from the Philippines players. Angeles has got the captain's armband on after Bennick's substitution at half-time. He's caught him right on the head. It's a nasty one, Banzon. He had a right to go for it. Completely missed his kick, Sirod. Banzon took a nasty blow to the side of the head. It's a free kick to Kaya, but he'll need a bit of treatment here. Saw a nasty head injury yesterday to Leandro from Johor. Ended him up with having some lengthy treatments and ending up with a big bandage on his head. Louis Casas is the substitute keeper for Kaya. Started the opening 4 matches. I think Banzon's okay. It was the shin that caught him rather than the boot, so it was more of probably a softer surface, if that's the right word, rather than getting a boot in the side of the head. Tunez. Diogo. Threaded through for Titipan. Brought down on the edge of the area, no foul. Rotter took a tumble. Sumanya. Sarak. Titipan. Off the outside of the boots, down behind. One or two players just losing their footing at the moment in the wet conditions. There's certainly no free kick there when Titipan went over. It's Tunez. Good ball. Diogo. Playing out a little bit wider now, Diogo. That's Mitchell's header away again. Gayozo. Sirod. Mitchell straight against Sirod. Looked like a hint of handball. Jodrak. Blocked again by Banzon's chest, and it gathers at the second attempt. I think that'll go down as their first shot on target. It's gone to Jodrak. Again, he's been a little bit fortunate there, the goalkeeper. The ball's just popped away from him and out in front. Great ball, just sped away from Gayoso. PHI had his angles right just inside his area. Still piling plenty of pressure on here, BG Pathum United, but they're finding their opposition a tough nut to crack. Just can't find a way through at the moment. Sumania. Titipan. Tunez. Still having plenty of the ball. Sumania again. Sirod. And flick once again. Sirod's just onside here. 3-4 waiting in the centre. Can't find any of them. Cleared away. Everybody playing deep at the moment for Kaya. Gayoso's moved into the central area now. Daniels is just dropped in behind him. More good defending from Casambre. Here's Victor. Now Tunez. Another good challenge. Have defended well today. Have to be credit to Kaya where credit's due. They frustrated Olsen for long periods in the last match. Fuji. Daiso. Offside against Gayoso. Free kick given away. So conditions making life a little bit difficult now. We have seen some heavy rain in the past here, which has just hindered one or two things. Mitchell over the free kick. Away by Menzies. Pressure coming from BG Pathum United, so they know that they have to try and get 3 points here. Point might not be good enough, especially with Olsen to play on the final day. Here's Sarak. Driven in again, good save Banson. Won't have seen that till late. Turn behind for the corner. Sarak has fired in a couple of good efforts already in this game. That's the one, well, the best one so far. Creeping in that bottom corner. Took a deflection as well after breaker, which was spinning into that bottom corner. Good save by Banson. Here come Kaya on the break. This is the danger. It's Daniels to take a nice in his stride. Daniels! Good save by PHI at the other end. Well, chances at both ends now. The game just starting to open up here in the final 20 minutes or so. Lovely ball over the top. He just held his run to stay onside, Daniels. First time we've really seen PHI make a save of any great note. That was on its way in. Good effort from Daniels. It's as though Kaya are going to make a double change. Daiso with the corner. The wait to make the changes. Rotters forward for this. Referee spotted some pushing. Now the changes will be made. Angeles is coming off and Amilok Amita is coming on. Looks like Eric Giganto is also going to come on.
Substitutions for FC-Iloilo. Player number 8, Morgan, replaced by player number 17, Arnold.
Daniels comes off, having seen that shot saved just a moment or so ago. You see the look of frustration on his face. He could have made himself a real hero with that had it gone in.
Substitution for BG United. Player number 39, replaced by player number 18, FC-Iloilo. Player number 8, Pathum, replaced by player number 27, Kevin
Gresso and Apposite have come on for BG. So it's about that sort of time where we get the raft of substitutions being made. Still goalless here though. 18 minutes to go. It's been a frustrating night so far for Aurelio Vidmar. His side have had 73% possession. They've had more shots, 23 of them now, 2 of them on target. A couple of good saves by Zach Banson in this second half. But they still haven't managed to find a way through yet. It's Diogo on the chase. That'll beat him into touch though. Apposite the substitute. Just a second appearance for him. He came on with 12 minutes to go in the last match to make a first appearance. Hasn't played for Pathum since 2019. He missed the whole of the last league season. It's a good chance for one or two of the fringe players to get some minutes on the pitch in this competition with so many games in a quick space of time. Victor gets there ahead of Gayoso. Ingresso. De Bruyke with a foot in that central midfield area. Goalkeeper's a long way off his line. It's an audacious effort, but he got back in time. PHI. Daiser with a long-range effort. Just a bit more height on it. That could have been a trouble for the goalkeeper. Sirod on the chase. Fuji went to ground. Ingresso. Gathered by Zach Banzen. Poor cross. There's a player down, injured here. It's Carlisle Mitchell, who's now got the captain's armband on, the third captain that Cairo have had in the match. Jovan Bedic and Marvin Angeles both substituted. Mitchell's got a problem with his, maybe his right knee or his right thigh. And he went to ground early. Oh, just got his leg caught, I think. Just got his studs caught in the pitch, which has just maybe jarred the knee. Just see it just there. Straight away he was grimacing in pain. So they might have to make another change. Mazzanari is just being readied. Again, Kaya managed to get the ball away. Sarak. Here comes the change. Mitchell has gone off. Mazzanari comes on, having started 3 games so far. First appearance for him off the bench. It's Victor. BG Pathum United continuing to press here. Arkaya going to pick up their first point. They're 13.5 minutes away plus stoppage time from doing so. No cross is the shout from the bench. Chatri. Sirod. Just headed wide. Well, he's looked lively since coming on. Sirod, he certainly puts himself around, getting himself into some good positions. Just found that little bit of space there in front of Simone Rota. Couldn't get the header on target though. Just holding up in the water at the moment, which is making life a little bit difficult. This is Daiso. I just got caught behind him. Ingresso just fell over, just stood on the ball actually, and took a little bit of a tumble on the sidelines onto the blue carpet, the technical area. Audi Menzi with a throw. BG Pathum United throw. Sirod, Diogo in the centre. Goes out to Sumanya. Offside against Sirod. All the hands went up in unison then from the Kaya defenders. Another change to come. It's Diogo that's going off, so he won't be adding to his goal tally today. And it's a first appearance for Chenrop Sampadi. Shake of the head from the Brazilian. It's not been his day today. Had those two headers in the first half that went narrowly wide of the target, but hasn't had too much in the way of chances in front of goal in this second half. High ball in, Banzan comes, got a hand on it, didn't really get too much distance on the punch. Look across, it's a good header away. Still under pressure here, the Kaya goal. Sarak. Ingresso. Well, he almost stamped that goal. There was very little backlift there from Kevin Ingresso. It's gone way over the top. That's just held up on the water, and PHI just got there. Well, that's the danger with the back passes when the pitch is heavy like this. You don't quite have enough on it. You'll be playing into the hands of the attackers. Mendy will chase that into the corner. Opposite trying to get the ball across. Sarak. Won back by Amita. Good tussle going on. That'll be a free kick. Won't get away with that one, Abiolok Amita. Free kick taken quickly. Tunez. Bit of urgency now about BG Pathum United. Good shot again, low from Sumanya. Takes a deflection and goes wide for a corner. It's all hands on deck for the Kaya defenders at the moment. Just see that red mark on the side of Banzan's face. That was the collision that he had with Sirod about 15-20 minutes ago when he needed some treatment. Looks like a nasty bruise on the side of his eye. Hopefully not hindering him too much, because he's got a corner to defend here. Banzan came a long way for that one, had to backtrack. Sarak! Oh, he's found a way through. And Sarak from the edge of the area finally makes the breakthrough. Well, he's had a couple of efforts which have gone sailing wide, and you can see what it means to BG Pathum United. So first goal in the competition for Sarak Yuyan. Zach Banzan finally beaten. His brave resistance and that of the Kaya defenders. It's taken 83 minutes, and Graham Harvey, well, he'll be so disappointed that his side have conceded late. Banzan was slightly out of position. He was unsighted as well. But Sarak caught it beautifully. First time, just ahead of Fuji getting there with a challenge. And the Thai side have got in front and could be heading level on 12 points with Ulsan Hyundai at the top of the table. Great finish. Aurelio Vidmar, who's been wholly frustrated throughout this match so far, finally showing some emotion. Great goal. And is that going to signify another defeat for Kaya? Well, it was a 2-1 narrow defeat to Ulsan Hyundai on match day 4. Well, you acknowledge that BG Pathum United have had a lot of possession. They have had a couple of good chances, Kaya, and they've got a free kick here. Down the line for Fuji. He wants to dig the cross out, away by Victor. And here's the goal again. It's just a touch on the edge of the area that sent the ball spinning into the path. It was Kevin Ingresso that got the initial touch. Sarat caught it well. And then gets swept off his feet by Sirod. Important goal. Kaya making a change. It's Jesus Maliza coming on.
Substitution for FC-Iloilo. Player number 14.
Fuji is the man that's gone off. So it is a 5th change now made by Kaya. So they will have one more game to salvage some pride, of course. They play Vitel in 3 days' time, looking to avenge that 5-0 defeat on match day 2. It's a Kaya free kick. Almost slipped through into the path of Chenrop. It's too high. De Bruyke trying to get through the centre, straight into the arms of PHI. It's a good ball down the line. Space in the middle now. Can they get another? Banson makes a good save. Sirod was waiting for that to be played across, but the goalkeeper got there first. Chenrop with the run. Substitutes have had an impact here. Both these sides fall into that category, competing for the first time. BG Pathum United and Kaya FC. Because we do have 2 Philippine sides. The first time they've had a tie in the group stages. United FC also in action. They'll be in action a little bit later on today. Here's Sumanya. Bit of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. Another awkward one for the defenders. Rotter sent that right back towards his own goal. Good leap by Banson, who got up ahead of Tunez. And then Banson foul by Tunez, who will get a yellow card. Well, that also means he'll miss the final match. Tunez was booked earlier on in the tournament. It's unnecessary. He's clattered into the back of Zach Banson. Ingresso has gone for a corner. Well, Victor will have a new partner at the back for the next game. Tunez suspended. Gayoso back on defensive duty. It'll be in swinging corner. Still some work to do here for the Kaya defence. To the near post. Headed over by Chenrop. Too much on that. Just needed to try and glide it rather than get a full head on it. Looping over the top. Zach Banson looking to get this up quickly. Into the final minute of the 90. Just a question of how much stoppage time is going to be added on. Away by Cassambre. Sliced out of play though. Throw in under pressure from Sirod.
There will be 5 minutes at that time.
Sirod on the chase. He's kept in play. 5 minutes added time. There might still be time for Kaya to mount a chance if they can get the ball off BG Pathum United, who are very good at holding on to it, but that'll go for a goal kick. Bit of urgency now. Can Kaya get an equaliser? It's a heavy challenge. It's going to be another yellow card. It was Massanari, I think, that picked up the yellow card, the substitute. He just missed time. The conditions not making life easy. Massanari into the book.
FC-Iloilo, player number 44, Oli Messi. Player number 4, Masanari Omi.
Crossed by Appiset. He's gone for a corner. They were claiming the ball was already out, Kaya. They've got some more defending to do. It is a corner. That late goal from Sarak at the moment is taking BG Pathum United on to 12 points, and even if they don't beat Olsen in their last game, 12 points could well be enough to go through as one of the best third-place teams. Got another free kick. Another free kick. I mean, no rush to take this. BG Pathum United. Looks like it's going to be a 4th win in 5 games for Aurelio Vidmar's side. Banzan pushes away. Sarak, and they scored that goal, going for another one. Gathered by the goalkeeper, who will try and get his side moving forward quickly now. Back in by Victor, just anywhere will do. Hammered back out of play by the big Brazilian. Tunez will be suspended for the last match against Ulsan Hyundai. Don't forget, after that yellow card a moment or so ago. Fairly comfortable for the goalkeeper on that occasion. Challenge on Semenya, no foul. Tunez. They've given their all again, Kaya. Haven't stopped running for the 90 minutes. You have to credit their energy levels. Chenro. Sarak. Appice. It's cleared out of play. That's nearly it. A few minutes' time, you'll be able to celebrate. Sets up an intriguing final match. Ulsan in action a little bit later on. Don't forget, in a couple of hours' time against Vital. They could well go on to 15 points, but it was a tight call in the end. But Sarak's goal has proved to be the difference between these two teams. You can see what it means to BG Pathum United. A 4th win in 5 games. They go on to 12 points. The only defeat coming against Ulsan. They had to work hard today after a very spirited performance from Kaya, who remained pointless. But they have played their part in what was an entertaining game. You have to feel for Zach Banzan, who made some brilliant saves, the young goalkeeper. But in the end, he was beaten by a shot from Sarak, which came through a crowd of players. Graham Harvey will lift his team for the final match against Vital, in the hope they can get points in that one. Full time here at the Pathum Thani Stadium. It's finished Kaya FC 0, BG Pathum United 1.